Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't filmed in so long. I don't think you guys have even seen a video in this room for a few months now. So it has been way too long. Everything's been happening, but I'm so excited for today's video. I actually have two tags that I want to film, one including this one, and I'm just really happy that tags are going around lately because I think they're so fun. Sorry, there's like fuzz flying everywhere, but today I'm going to be filming the high-end makeup tag, and this was created by Kelly and Jenna. I love both of their channels. I've watched both of their videos, and Kelly is focused on cruelty-free beauty, and also she does a lot more drugstore, whereas Jenna goes full-on high-end luxury, which I love. And I would say I'm more high-end. I don't have a lot of drugstore in my collection, although in 2021 I kind of am feeling like trying out some drugstore stuff in specific categories, which you'll see later on my channel, but I'm definitely like in the high-end category. I don't go super luxury and I don't go super drugstore, so I have a ton of different answers for these questions, and I think this is based off of the drugstore makeup tag, but I just don't have enough drugstore to do that one. But I'm so excited for this one, so let's get into it. The first question is, if you could only use one high-end brand, what would it be? And I thought about this realistically, as in what brand has most, like I could do a full face of products and love them all. And it's a tie between M Cosmetics and Rare Beauty. As of right now, I think I would lean more towards Rare Beauty because they have more products, but it's really hard to say because M Cosmetics and Rare Beauty both make some of my favorite foundations ever. I've been trying out the M Cosmetics cushion, and this is like my #1 foundation ever. It's just so good, but you guys know my love for the Rare Beauty one as well, and also the Rare Beauty concealer is my #1 concealer. I love the Rare Beauty highlighter. I love the Rare Beauty lip products, and I think that's all I have from Rare Beauty. And then on the other hand, M Cosmetics, I love the blushes, I love the eyeshadow palette. So if I could have a mix of these two brands, it'd be perfect, but I couldn't just pick one or the other. I think overall I'd probably pick M Cosmetics, but they just don't have enough products right now in their line. But if they were to come out with like a concealer, a powder, and some matte eyeshadows, I think I could definitely choose M Cosmetics for this question. The second question is, what's the most underrated high-end brand? And this was so hard because I feel like all of the makeup brands that I try and that I really love are also brands that all my friends love, because I'm not one to just buy products at Sephora just because I want to try them. I really need it to have a lot of love behind it before I feel comfortable spending my money on it. But for this question, I chose two brands again, and they're definitely brands that I don't have a ton of stuff from. Each one I think I only have 2 products from, but both products are really fantastic and I feel like not enough people have tried. The first one is Oma Beauty, which is one that I've tried for longer, and this is the Stay Woke Concealer. I like the contour stick. The shade on the contour end isn't my favorite though, but the highlighter is so incredibly good. But this concealer is amazing. It's more like the soft matte side, but it's not drying at all. It like bounces light back to make me look really awake, and it has a really good coverage, and I think this concealer is one that a lot of people will enjoy because it's not going to dry out anyone with dry skin, and it's not going to be too dewy for anyone with oily skin. So I think this is such a good concealer, and Oma has such good sales on their website. Just the other day they had their contour stick on sale for like $15 and it's normally $40, and that is such a good deal. So this is definitely an underrated brand, but it is growing in hype. I don't know if I'm going to try anything else from the brand right now, just because I'm kind of at a spot in my collection where it's going to take a lot for something to make me want to buy it. But the second brand that I chose is Victoria Beckham, and I only have 2 products from this brand as well. I have the Lid Luster in the shade Honey and the Satin Cajal Liner in the shade Cocoa. I bought this myself on Black Friday, and I got this one for Christmas for my mom. But I don't know, like these are expensive products, so I definitely would say wait for a sale. But the packaging on these is so nice. The cap is like glass, I'm pretty sure. This tub is really like luxurious feeling. It has weight to it. It has the beautiful lid, and the color on the inside is the most beautiful antique, like, I don't know, it's an antique honey shade. It's not too yellow, but it's not a straight up bronze, and it's just very pretty on the eyes. It's a very mature type of single eyeshadow, and It still gives a really big impact if you want it that way, but I also love it just really sheared out on the lid for like a very everyday look. I think on like the day after Christmas, I literally just tapped it in and tapped it on my lid, and you can only see the sparkle when I turned my eyes in the light, but it just looks so pretty. And the eyeliner is super creamy, which some people may not like, but for my sensitive eyes, it's so good. It doesn't make my eyes water, and it also has a little smudger on the end if you want to put it on your upper lash line. And I don't know, this is a brand where I definitely want to try more from them. I want to maybe try some more of these lid lusters, but I honestly don't need any more single eyeshadows after my Auric purchase today. But really love this brand, and while I don't think either, oh, we're okay, didn't break. But while I don't think either of these are like unknown brands, like definitely a lot of people on Instagram know about these, I still think that they make really great products and more people should be talking about them. I felt so out of breath lately. It's not because I have COVID or anything. I get tested every week. I just feel like in my videos I talk so fast, and I don't know why. I'm editing and it sounds like I'm talking like 200 miles a minute, and I don't know why. Need to slow down. But the next question is, what's the most overrated high-end brand? And I went with Kosas. I was gonna say Charlotte Tilbury, but I do think her products are good. And while I do have items for Kosas that I really enjoy, such as I have the powder bronzer, which is one of my favorites, and I have the concealer, which is okay, it's not my favorite of all time. I just think that they're a brand where over the summer they got so much hype, and personally their skin tint is not my favorite. It clings to my dry patches. I've tried their blush formula and I loved it a lot when I first got it. It was my like only cream blush, and it's the only one I tried besides Glossier, and I think it's really good. But personally, I think there are better formulas out there now. That one's a very greasy, dewy formula, which some people really like, and I think it's still easy to work with and you can make do with it. But when given the option, I would rather buy something that has a better formula, that is more affordable, and just, I don't know, it's just a brand that I feel like, yes, they make good quality products, but they're just not my favorite. They also have had a lot of things come out about them about not supporting Black creators and ignoring or blocking people commenting on their Instagram that are bringing up issues about shade ranges and stuff like that. There are a few posts on Instagram if you want to go check out more information on that, but that's not why I chose them for this category. I just think, I don't know, they have products that I think are good, but none of them are life-changing, and for the price, I think I would rather spend my money on some other more reliable brands, especially because like this bronzer, it's like clean beauty, but it's like smells, and it's not like moldy or expired. I DM'd them about it, but it just like, it smells, and I don't love that. The next question is, what's your favorite high-end product under $50? This is so hard to answer because like I love so many of my products and most of them are under $50, but I went ahead and answered this with the Fenty Cream Bronzer. Now, honestly, I've been using this a ton because it's in like my rotating project pan where I have usage goals, and you can't even tell that I've been using it a ton. I mean, I definitely have a dip in it, but not close to pan. But anyways, the more I use this, especially in the winter, the more I realize how much I adore this color, this formula, just everything about it, because I feel like over winter, I don't like the look of bronzer on my skin, but when I don't have it at all, something is definitely missing. So the tone of this is very yellow tones and it's very light, and when I put it on, you can definitely tell that it's there, but with my full makeup, I feel like you can't really tell that I'm super bronze. And I don't know, I also think that it's a really great shade for me because I've just realized that I don't like deep bronzer colors, because on like when I'm looking straight ahead and in like a camera, it looks good, but in person I just think that stripe looks bad. And for me, the goal of bronzer is to give subtle shadows that you can't really tell are there, versus to have like a big stripe on my face, which is perfectly fine if you like that. Like I really like having noticeable blush that isn't just a barely there blush. But for me, bronzer doesn't look as home on my face, especially when I'm more pale. And I think this formula makes it so easy to apply a really sheer and believable layer because you can see your skin through it. It doesn't look like a block of product. It just looks like my skin is slightly warmed, and I just adore it. I think the shade is perfect for my skin tone. I definitely would consider getting another shade in Macchiato over the summer because of how much I absolutely adore this product. I'm at the point where I've been using this every time I do my makeup since the beginning of 2021, which has only been a month, but I'm literally not bored of it. Like, I could only have this bronzer and I think I would be fine. The Milk Makeup one is also one of my favorites, but I don't know. I just don't love the brand of Milk, and I think I could just have the Fenty Cream Bronzer and I probably would be fine. So I don't know. I think this is my favorite product under $50. Obviously, I have a ton of favorite products. That's the whole point of this video, but I've just been loving this product. Okay, again with the breathing, I don't know what's wrong. I'm not pregnant, I promise, but I'm just like not used to talking because I've been just sitting in my room doing Zoom all day, and I just am not used to saying more than a few words. Next question is, what is a hidden gem from the high-end category that nobody talks about? And this brand is not a hidden gem. This brand is talked about a lot. They launched in 2020 and almost everyone has like a product from this brand in their collection, I feel like. But this is a product where I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and even the people that have bought a lot from this collection, I feel like after that big initial launch, they haven't talked about it. So I picked the Rare Beauty highlighter. If you are not new to my channel, you probably know my love for this highlighter. This is such a good cream, or it's a liquid highlighter, but it's so good. It looks like it'd be almost like a metallic in the tube, but even looking at it, you can tell it's a very soft color. And while it's like a pink highlighter and it's not like something you naturally find on my skin tone, and like they have very weird colors, and I do admit that, you just gotta trust it, because when you blend this out, it looks so good. Like, if I'm not wearing any blush or any bronzer, this color is a little bit too deep for me, but with all of my cheek products, I've been applying my blush pretty high, so that way this shade, like, you can't even tell that it has a tone to it. This is the one in Mesmerize, and it gives such a natural lit from within glow while still being like I put something there. Like, it's not going to blind you, but it's going to look very beautiful and soft on the skin. And just why? If you have this product, why don't you love it? Like, it's just so good. I don't understand why people don't love this product. I think, well, it's actually hard because everything I've tried from Rare Beauty is honestly one of the #1 products in that category. Like, the foundation is one of my #1s. Concealer is my #1. This is my #1 cream highlighter. So, I mean, everything from Rare Beauty is really a hit for me, but this is so underrated. I don't know why more people haven't tried it. And also, if you buy this, you literally only need this highlighter in your collection, and you will never run out of this, and it's just amazing. Go try this. Next is, what is your favorite high-end foundation? Now, like I said, my favorite right now is the Cosmetics Daydream Cushion Foundation. This is so good. I need to film a video of me using this, but I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it every time I wear my makeup, and it's just so good. It gives me really great coverage. It's like a light medium coverage, but it is so thin on the skin, and it's just like, I can't feel like I'm wearing foundation. It feels like skincare on the skin. It's glowy, but I wouldn't say it's like dewy or glowy. I would just say it's nice and hydrating, and this foundation is just so good. I'm so glad I tried it. I will say, I don't think this will last a very long time. The bottom of the cushion is very wet. I do need to flip it out, and you do get a replacement, but like, I don't think this is the best bang for your buck, but I do love this foundation. But I already talked about that. So I will say that my other favorite foundation, and one that you can find at Sephora, is the Bite Beauty foundation. This is kind of tied with the Rare Beauty one, but this one is a little bit more reliable, where it doesn't matter if I have dry skin or not, or if I've done my skin prep or not. This is gonna look good. It's a very natural finish foundation, but it doesn't cling to anything. It looks so skin-like, and it has a very good amount of coverage. It's like a medium coverage, and I love this. Literally, any foundation that is Samantha Ravindal's favorite is also my favorite, and I don't know how it worked out that way, because I have dry skin, but a lot of the foundations I like, a lot of dry skin people don't like. Like, this foundation and the Rare Beauty foundation, I feel like are hit or miss, but I know Sam has called the Bite Beauty one her holy grail, then called the Rare Beauty one her holy grail, and now uses the Cosmetics one religiously. So, if you ever come out with the foundation girl, you know I'm going to be trusting it, because I love all of her foundation recommendations. But I think this is a very good foundation if you don't want something finicky. Number 7 is, what products do you tend to buy more at the high-end price point? Honestly, a lot of things I buy at the high-end price point. Almost everything in my collection is high-end, but when I was thinking about it on things that I've been wanting to try from the drugstore lately, and there have been a few things that I have wanted to try, and so in realizing that, I buy a lot of high-end eyeshadow palettes. This is the Natasha Denona Love. I just wanted to show you. I got this pretty recently in a swap with a friend of mine, but like I want to try high-end foundations, concealers, powders. I was gonna say mascara for this category because I'm a snob. And also the thing with foundation and concealers is it's easier to buy high-end because it's easier to find my shade, but ultimately I trust high-end eyeshadow formulas a lot more just because I don't know. I just like high-end eyeshadow formulas. I think the color story is great. The impact of the shimmers is great. The blendability of the mattes is wonderful. I really like to buy high-end eyeshadow palettes, particularly Natasha Denona. I think makes my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I will say Pat McGrath has a wonderful formula and I won't knock that, but I think Natasha Denona offers palettes that are at a more affordable price point. These midi palettes are $65, which is still expensive, but compared to over $100, it's a little bit better. And I like her color stories a lot more. I have a Pat McGrath palette and I'm planning on getting more, but to me this color story just feels a little bit less approachable. I don't know, I just struggle to make looks with this, but I still love the formula. I just find, like, this is not related to the question, but I just love the color story of Natasha Denona and how approachable it is, and I'm telling you now that this won't be the end of the number of Natasha Denona palettes I want in my collection because I just love them so much and it's something that makes me happy. And honestly, the only thing I want to buy right now and like for the past 2 months is eyeshadows because like I have enough blushes and I don't want any lip products, so what else is there to buy? Okay, what high-end brand do you think is overpriced? And I'm definitely saying Charlotte Tilbury with this. Now I do have favorites from the brand. I think my number one favorite from her is the Ice to Mesmerize. I have 2 shades of these and I adore these so incredibly much. I've talked about these a ton on Instagram, and I also have the bronzer, which I enjoy, but I just think it is so overpriced. Like her quads are like $55 and you barely get any product. Like they're just so expensive for so little. You could spend $10 more and get a 15-pan eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona that has more product in it and a better formula. Like I think her formulas are good in most of her products. She does have some misses, but they're just so expensive for what they are. And I think like something like the bronzer, it's giant. I get the price point. But like her eyeshadow formula just shocks me every time. So many things from the brand are just so expensive. And I think I would buy more of her stuff. It was just a little bit cheaper. If it was at the same price point, if it was like around the same price point as say like Hourglass, where things go up to like $40 for a cheek product or $40 for a quad, that's a lot more reasonable. Still a lot of money, but a lot more reasonable than $55 for an eyeshadow palette that I could probably easily hit pan on. So I just think she is way overpriced. I also think she's overhyped, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. Number 9 is what's your favorite high-end limited edition product? And this was hard because if you've been around, like I haven't gotten back into makeup until like last year, so a lot of my makeup collection is fairly new. But the one thing that I know is no longer available is my Natasha Denona Tropic. I'm talking about her a ton, but you guys know I love this palette. I don't think this is her best formula in terms of like the impactful shimmers, but for a palette that I could just grab for the mattes and do a super easy look with, but still have fun with some of these shimmer shades, I think this is such a good palette if you just want a basic eyeshadow palette. And I'm sad it's no longer available. It was half off on Sephora's website for a really long time. I know a few of you got this. I think someone DM'd me and said they got it on Poshmark for around the same price as like the sale price, but I don't know, like I'm still gonna talk about this in videos obviously because like they're matte eyeshadows that you can find in any palette, but this is one of my favorites and I'm sad that it's no longer available. I hate how like especially eyeshadow palettes, which is something that I'm not gonna run out of anytime soon. Like you're gonna be seeing this on my channel for a very long time. You guys can't get it, so sorry. Number 10 is what's the best high-end eyeshadow formula? I'm not going to talk about this for more than 10 seconds because you know it's Natasha Denona. I think her formula is the best, her color story is the best. You get a variety of textures. The mattes are really easy to blend out. They are pretty pigmented, but I find you can make them so sheer. The shimmers, some of them are softer shimmers and some of them are more impactful, and just the best eyeshadow palettes at Sephora in my opinion. Number 11 is what's the worst high-end eyeshadow formula? I didn't know what to say for this because nothing I've tried recently has been the worst. So I'm just gonna say like Too Faced or Tarte. I haven't tried those in a long time, and when I did on those palettes, the looks I was doing was like 2 shades and it was not hard to do, and the formula of those were fine, but I feel like some of the deeper shades on the Tarte and Too Faced palettes were a little bit more patchy. I also just think it comes with those are older eyeshadow palettes and formulas have gotten a lot better nowadays, and I'm sure that their newer palettes are a lot better. I think Too Faced tin palettes, the formula is really good on those, but just for the Tarte ones I know, like they just weren't as pigmented. I don't know, take it with a grain of salt because it's literally been 4 years since I bought one of those palettes, and the Tarte and Bloom was my holy grail. But I will admit that I didn't really love the formula of the deeper shades. And the same brands for number 12, which is what is a high-end brand you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore? Tarte and Too Faced were my number 1 brands back in the day. I loved their eyeshadow releases. The Too Faced eyeshadow palettes were everything. That Sweet Peach palette, I still wish I had it. And I tried both of their foundations. I've not tried concealers from both, but I tried like mascaras from both. Those were my 2 favorite brands, but nowadays I could literally care less about what they're releasing. Number 13 is a high-end product you didn't expect to like, but totally wowed you. Okay, I don't have a solid answer for this because I don't buy anything that I don't expect to like, obviously. And I'm going to mention something that I've literally only tried today, and that is the Aether Beauty eyeshadow formula. Now, it's not that I didn't expect to like it, I just didn't expect it to be like something I loved because I have like it's a clean beauty brand, and I thought like, well, other brands that I already have are gonna be more pigmented, more easy to work with, and just I thought clean beauty eyeshadow just meant it would be patchy and hard to work with. But I used the Ametrine Mini Crystal palette. This was sent to me in PR and I'm so grateful. And like even in the pan it looks a little bit more cool tone, and on the lid the matte is so pigmented. It's also warmer than it looks in the pan. I'm wearing it today. This shimmer is a warmer pink. These darker colors are pigmented but can be so easy to blend, and I was just like, okay, Aether, like it's not that I didn't expect to like it, I just was like taken by surprise on how pigmented this is. I also have the Amethyst Crystal palette, which is a purple palette. I think I'm gonna do a video filming with these, but I haven't tried this one. But even swatched, I was like, the color story on this and the pigmentation on this is actually so incredibly good. And I know Khaki has raved about these, which so obviously it means that people like it and it's good, but I know she hates Natasha Denona, so I was like, maybe we have opposite tastes. But this is actually very good and it surprised me. Obviously I need to try it more, but I really like the formula on this. And number 14, what is your favorite high-end eyeshadow palette right now? Again, it's a Natasha Denona fan club video. The one I've been loving right now is the Natasha Denona Love, because I just recently got this, and look at this color story. Tell me this palette should not be called the Natasha Denona Ashley palette, because this is so good. I was not gonna buy this myself. I only have this because I did a trade and I was like, I'll probably use it sometimes. I love this. Like, I did 2 looks with this so far. I did a pink look using the pink mattes, and then this shimmer called Giving. So pretty. And then the purples, so easy to blend out. I did like a purple smoky eye type of thing. Not smoky in my mind because I just wore it on a normal day. But it was so easy to work with. The color story to me is so inspiring because there are so many different options I could go. I could go red, I could go pink, I could go purple, I could go silver, I could go neutral. It's just, I see so many different possibilities and the formula is fantastic. So I've been loving this a lot lately. And that is the end of me raving about Natasha Denona, and also the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have a YouTube channel, please let me know if you ended up filming this or if you want to film this. I would love to see you do this. I feel like Tara would be the type of person to film this video. So Tara, I tag you to do this. Kyla, I tag you to do this. This is just really fun because I love high-end makeup. You guys love high-end makeup. So it's just a good time all around. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you have, like, you hear some questions that you really want to answer, let me know down below. Be sure to subscribe to see some more of my videos, thumbs up, all of that good stuff, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!